All right. You want to go ahead and start? Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. So you guys know me in here by case overall. Um, my actual trading name is CJTRADES. So today I'll be hosting the Master the Swing Trade, hosted by me, your mentor, CJTRADES. We'll cover strategy, discipline, and consistency. So this is section 1. This is the introduction to swing trading. So capturing price moves over days to weeks and not minutes. The time frames I specifically use are the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour. My favorite also is the weekly. The weekly is a big advantage. And then going down the line to daily, 4-hour, and 1 hour. It gives you more confirmation overall. I've found probably more setups overall in the 4-hour and the daily, but also look at the weekly because that will gauge the direction over time. My holds are 1 to 30 days. We did catch a Netflix call not that long ago, and I think a SPY call as well. And that was the next day when it ran up. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me just reshare it. Let me stop sharing. Okay. So this is the introduction, my time frames. We have the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and the weekly. So why this works. Overall, it gives less noise and it's better risk to reward. And it also works around if you have a 9 to 5 job or you have a business that you're running or you have other things that you have to be doing, during your day, during your week, during your month. And it gives you a key advantage because you can catch that bigger move in the market. Those are the ones that pay pretty much big money. Overall, I look at my weekly and my monthly percentage gain. So my P&L pretty much. So your edge, which is trend following, pattern recognition. You have fewer trades and higher quality setups. With me, I'm very known for pattern recognition. I like bull flags, pennants, head and shoulders, all that good stuff. Let's see. So account size and risk management. Percent of your account on a single trade. Again, I only risk about 5 to 10%. The max is 15% on those good days in the market when we have straight up trends. Your position sizing, your risk, and your stop distance. Calculate contracts based on your risk and not gut feeling. That is a big key factor. Don't go based upon gut feeling. Just go based upon what the market is actually doing. Your risk per trade should be a 2% rule, which is a 10,000 account. Max you should be putting down is $200 risk per trade. You can change that up as you scale up. For swing trading, as I've always said, I recommend 5,000. Why 5,000? Because 5,000 gives you enough leg room to capture bigger contracts, especially when you're capturing contracts that are 3 weeks to 4 weeks out. They're more expensive. And your capital preservation is rule number 1. That's what we talk about most in here, is staying in the game and getting small losses. That is important because, again, I'll give you an example. Three trades you can take. Let's say you have 2 losses. If you keep them minimal losses, you're going to have that one trade, especially in swing trading. I've seen it time and time again where I will have those 300-400% gainers. And that's only because it was a confident setup and you have to let your winners run. And I'll talk about that next in the next slide. or in a couple slides. So reading the market, trend identifications, higher highs and higher lows, uptrend, lower lows, downtrend. So I put a example sheet. You guys can obviously go back and take a screenshot, or you can ask me for it. You can see here we have higher highs, higher lows, and this is your price. So you have your price and your indicators. They all should show different things just upon what you're looking at overall. Then you have your support and your resistance, your key price zones where buyers and sellers are active. Again, here, same thing, support and resistance. And this is really good in swing trading because overall you can capture those big moves. Your market structure, break of structure, signals potential trade opportunity. So again, break of structure from resistance becomes support. So your entries, I gave a great example here with Netflix. Your trend is confirmed on weekly, daily, 4-hour, and 1 hour. So just based upon looking at overall, here we have an example of Netflix on the 4-hour. We have a break and we have the price hovering above the SMA. We have a volume break and bullish divergence. Price at key support or breakout level, explained here, volume break. Volume confirms the move. Risk to reward is at least a 2-to-1. Personally, I do a 3-to-1, only because most of the time I know with the patterns that I see overall, they work. And in my strategy, time and time again, I have seen them and they always give me a good, confident trade. Stop loss level is clearly defined. Stop loss is based upon, for me, it's based upon if the pattern is going to be correct or the SMAs flip or just overall the market structure changes. So my confirmation signals are pattern based, volume spike, MA crossover, and a break and retest for my entries. So let's go to exits. This is a big thing too as well for people. They always ask me time and time again is, how do I exit? How do I know that is a good time to exit and, when to take profit? And to be honest with you, we all truly don't know. Why? Because market can flip. In day trading, it's the same exact thing, except it happens fast. With swing trading, you can give it time to play out. That's why I love swing trading, and I've done it for a long time. Overall, it just gives you a better take on the market. And cutting a winner too early and holding a loser too long, the two most constantly habits that we all face. So your set target, take profit before entry. That's a big thing. We all know it from time and time again. Understanding where your entry is less important. It's more about finding where the target is. That will give you the move. Scaling out. I've seen a couple of people in here scale out perfectly, taking those 25, 30, 35, 40% moves. And that's what it's about. If at the end of the day, trading is a business, we want to take profit from the market. Market doesn't care who you are, what you're doing. It's always about taking that profit when there's profit on the table. So my partial profits are at 25, 30, and 50%, and then I have my runners. Your full exit should be close if structure breaks or take profit hits. Your exit discipline, you have to stick to your plan. That's very important. And emotions, oh my goodness. Your emotions, you have to cut your emotions out. It's not about emotions at the end of the day, it's about logic. In trading, you're going to have those days where you take losses, but you have to learn to take it very minimally. And I can tell you guys, do not revenge trade. Do not do that because you'll regret it at the end of the day, and it's not a good thing. So, when to close? When your target's reached and your stop loss is triggered, or for me, the pattern's invalidated. That's a big one for me because I know that my pattern or what I'm looking at is not working out. So finding setups. For example, breakout, price clears key resistance with volume, high momentum. Again, volume, we see the breakout and the pullback. Me personally, I like before the breakout, I like to catch the breakout and or I will find the pullback and enter. As you can see, Netflix ran from 64-ish all the way to 100, probably 102. So we're looking for those pullbacks, and then we're also looking for the reversal, the trend exhaustion, look for structure shifts. And that's what happened here. As well as you can see that down here, we have our divergence play. That's a different topic for another day. So take profit and stop loss strategy. Again, I do a 3-to-1. You can do a 2-to-1. That's minimum. Your 2-to-1 risk to reward. If you risk $100, you should target at least $200 in return. Your stop loss should be below key support, below entry candle low. Never move it against you. Your take profit, your next resistance level, your 2R or your 3R target, your partial exits are allowed. Your trailing stop, you have to lock in those profits as price moves, as I've said. Your trail below swing lows, and you let your winners run. That's why we have runners. That's very important. Your pro tips and your habits. This is a big thing. This has helped me a lot. That's why I say post your losses and post your gains. Also, don't be afraid to post your charts. Your chart analysis is a big thing. It also helps other people as well in the Discord because we all are looking at the markets. We all look at different stocks and all this, whether it be futures, whatever it be. Post your charts. Don't be afraid. The best traders aren't the smartest. They're the most disciplined. Journaling, logging your entries, your exits, and why you took that trade. Your morning routine, your pre-market scan, and identify key levels. That's very important. Review and improve. Weekly review, fix reoccurring mistakes. Your energy management. This is a big thing as well. With day trading, it's a big thing. With swing trading, what I do, it's not that much of a big thing because you have time. That's the biggest advantage. But I like to put this in here just for newer traders. You have to rest, have your screen breaks, and avoid overtrading. Overall, trade the process and not the outcome. So my final takeaways is protect your capital above all else. Only take high probability setups. Let your winners run, cut your losers fast. Journal and review consistently. Process over outcome always. That's a key part. Your next steps I would advise you guys today is trade the setups you learned today or take a key part from today. Like, for example, I showed you guys the bull flag. And overall, have other sessions to show you other things, but we'll get to that in future topics. So start your trading journal. Have that always on your desk or wherever you're at when you're taking a trade. When you're swing trading, I would advise the same thing. And you can always follow at CJ in the Discord for any of my market insight. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Do you guys have any questions and answers? Yes, I'll be posting my trades in here. What do you mean by swing lows? So I can give you an example. We'll go back into here. So understanding this is a big thing. Your higher lows, your lower lows, all of that is very important when you're swing trading. That will give you a gauge in the market direction. So for example, if we're on higher highs, we know that the market's going up. Higher lows, same exact thing. There's always a shift in structure when the price changes. And that's very important to catch. My best thing, if you're new and you don't understand, I would look on the charts and just practice. There is someone here that does that. And I would advise you guys to just do that, to just keep looking at the charts and look at bigger time frames. Why bigger time frames? Because again, swing trading can give you a lot of knowledge at the end of the day. Look at how are you scanning charts? I'll go into that in a future topic, but I would give you today, choose 10 good stocks you like, whether it's from the tech market, industrials, whatever it be, and look at those same ones and identify patterns from any specific strategies, or are you just looking at a combination of a bunch of different things? Again, so the key thing for me is supporting resistance, looking at pattern recognition, which I'll give you guys a cheat. If you just go online and you look up pattern-based cheat sheet for stocks, it's going to show you patterns. That's the best way to learn and take those into account. And I could post that here for you guys. Yeah, I'll post it in the resources. Everything I'll talk about today, I'll post it in the resources for you guys. How much percentage to sell at 25, 30, 50% profit levels? That's overall contract levels. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with option contracts, but if you guys are, so for example, if we have an option contract that goes up to 25%, say we have three, right? I'll sell one at 25%, I'll sell one at 30%, and I'll sell one at 50%. Which channel were you posting your trades? I remember you posted Netflix earlier. Yeah, I posted in the general chat just because I didn't have my own personal chat or channel. But I'll be posting in my own personal channel, and I'll add everyone so you guys can see where I'm at. Is market structure and price action the same? No, they're not. But overall, they're accounted for as the same, but they're not the same. I can show you guys on the charts too as well. Do you find it more difficult to swing trade during this Trump news-based market? Okay, so I'll give you guys one big tip that I've learned overall trading in the markets when with news. So there's a good book I recommend you guys to read. It's called Bar for Bar. And the one thing that book will teach you is to understand the charts over news. With swing trading, you have time for the market to play out. And the reason for that is because news won't really affect your trades, but it kind of will. The key takeaway is because we have time. With day trading, we don't really have time. We only have a little bit of time for the day if news comes out. What is your average hold period? Do you trade just the stock or options as well? So I trade shares, but I mostly trade options. My average hold period, I would say, would be anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. There is those times where I'll hold for a day or 2 days, but it just depends. But average is a week to 2 weeks. How are you guys spotting those patterns so well? I get lost in 1 minute. Those candle patterns, too hard to memorize. Okay. Okay, when I was new, I had that exact same problem. I remember, I know exactly what you're talking about. And this is a big tip I'm gonna give you guys is in your strategy, find 3 to 4 good setups, as in patterns recognition, and I'll post it in resources. And once you find those, look for those through different stocks. There's a bunch of stocks out there. There's Apple, there's all types of stuff. I love tech, but I also love, industrials. I love, hymns, all that other stuff. So any stock that you find, just go on every time frame that I've mentioned today, go on your weekly, your daily, your 4 hour, your 1 hour, and look for patterns that you can recognize. And what I would do is I would print out a sheet and post it up on your wall, or take a screenshot and put in your favorite photos. And that will help you a lot. Do you recommend having a different account for strictly swing trading and a separate account for day trades? Yes, I do. I do recommend that very much. Again, for swing trading, I would recommend you have 2,500 to 5K. Only reason I would say 2,500 is because on Robinhood, you can set up margin and you can get 2,500. So they match what you have. But overall, if I were to start a cash account, I would have my own 5,000. Only reason, again, is because you need a little room to play with swing trades. And it takes time, especially with a big account. You're not going to see those $1,000 days. You're going to see, you have to take profit quick, and you're not going to see a lot of money quickly with swing trading. It's more time consuming. But overall, you can see your account grow month by month. Just as you day trade and you see it day by day, you'll see it week by month, if that makes sense. So yes, I would recommend a different account. Always keep them separate. Never trade with the same account with day trading and swing trading, because you're going to get confused. Of course, you're welcome. What are your top indicators? My top indicators are the MACD and the RSI, as well as the SMA. I can show you guys. So I have the MA ribbon, the 21, the 50, the 100, and the 200. And then I have the EMA 8 and VWAP, as well as volume, MACD, and RSI. It's like having a business and personal checking account. Yeah, just like that. And everything I'll talk about today, I'll be posting some stuff in the resources, and you guys can always ask me questions. I've swing traded SPY recently. The contracts can go -50 and come back in green. This makes me feel if I keep holding on the cons, it'll eventually come back. Especially if the contract is 45 days plus out. Why would you recommend on this situation? Is it better to roll the contract to better strike in Greek, or stop out and re-enter for a better setup? So Again, my losses with swing trades are 30% max. I try to get the bottom of a trend or at the best price. And overall, when you have a 50% negative contract, there's something wrong. You either entered incorrectly, and overall, in the future, we're going to go over more in depth about everything, only because I don't have that much time right now. Um, but we can go more in depth about that later, sometime in the future. But the longer your contract is out, the more time you have, yes. Tell me about Roblox. Super helpful. You're welcome. Roblox. We can go over Roblox. So I can give you guys a great example here, and this is just what I was looking at. So with Roblox, we're keeping it real simple here. On the weekly, I seen key levels between $53 and $50, right? If you go on the daily, I can see that that there was volume right here that broke above all the other volume. And RSI flipped and MACD flipped. And on the 4 hour, I took it right here on this break. And that's where I entered. So the next day it broke out and I took it right here on the 1 hour on this $54 level. We still are up a little bit, but overall, I'm still holding long term. I have these out for, if I'm not mistaken, for, let me check. I have Roblox calls for 7/17. So it's a while from now. But my overall target is around 70 for these. And again, it was undervalued for a long time. Look, we've gone down since October and we've only been downtrending. Right here at this key level previously is where it reversed heavy. So this was a key level for me. And overall, too, we can see that the price has been going down, but the MACD has flipped. Again, divergence. I'll post all this in resources. For actual entries, do you zoom into the 5, 15, or shorter time frames? So I do, like I said, I do go back down and I take my entries on a shorter time frame. Again, like I said, like on the 1 hour. And I also will post my watch list for you guys so you guys can see what I'm currently watching all the time with chart analysis, of course. Any other questions, guys? PayPal. Yes, PayPal. We love PayPal. So PayPal's a good one. There is support here at 43. As you can see, it bounced. We're making higher lows, or sorry, lower highs. And we've broken out and we pulled back currently. We broke out above the 200 SMA and now we're on this trend. And what may happen tomorrow is it may break out and either retest this 47 level, 47 to maybe 48, and we may come back down for another retest back to this 46, 45 level, and then shoot back up. But my targets for this is 52 to 55 long term. And again, it has that flag pattern that I like, that I've seen hundreds of times. It broke out today, and then when we're now on a break and retest. It broke, and now it's on a retest. Have to hop. This was amazing though. Really appreciate it, guys. The chart is only for regular hours or extended hours also. So the big tip here is I like to use extended hours. I like to use pre-market and after hours. The reason for that is because it gauges more of a price action. If I were to turn it off, I mean, yeah, we can see that, overall, we can see it's almost the same. But again, I do like having those extended hours and those pre-market. It just gives me more information at the end of the day. Extended hours gives more information. Yeah, exactly. Gives me a better gauge. That's just a good little tip for you guys. Any other questions you guys have?
I just want to say real quick, you guys can see that trading is more than just day trading and doing 0 day to expiry, contracts and option calls. When you're swing trading in this case, it doesn't even need to honestly be with swing trading with option calls. You can even do it with stocks.
Yeah, you can even do shares.
Yeah, with shares. And this is super important because if you want to invest your portfolio into long term from your short term portfolio gains, you can 1000% reinvest it into shares and option calls and then swing it and then obviously take profit when you hit your levels and then just keep building and building and building and then reinvest when it comes back down. That's how you build your long term portfolio. That's how you build your lifestyle. Day trading, sure, it's fun and all, but eventually you're going to want to start reinvesting into
Oh,
your long term portfolio.
so I'll give you guys another tip for you guys that are here. So with swing trading, like let's say we have a pattern right here. It doesn't work with all patterns, but the patterns I've recognized that it does work with is like this bull flag. And let's say we don't know exactly where to take profit or where it could go to, right? With this one pattern, the one that I'm posting right now, or that you see on the screen, it's called a bull flag. The bull flag has this momentum all the way up, and then it channels, right? So how would I find the price target? And I'll show you guys. So you have to measure the move of the previous momentum, which is all the way from here to up here, right? And we can get our info line on TradingView, and we drag it from the breakout here, and this is where our target would be. So it would be around somewhere from where I marked from 53 to 52. This is where we would take profit. That's a good little tip I can teach you guys about this specific pattern. It works as well with pennants. It works with wedges. It works with all of that. And I'll post it again. And you guys can always ask me what patterns it will work with if you guys forget. But Overall, I can tell you guys, swing trading, do not sleep on it, because it will give you a very big income month to month, not day to day, but month to month. How many positions are you in at once? It can be hard to manage a ton, right? Correct, it can. Usually on average, I'm in between 4 to 5 positions. If you're just beginning, I would average about maybe two to three. Will copy trading be available for swing trades? You guys can honestly, you guys can take my swing trades in the channel, in my channel. You just have to enter it yourself. It's not automatic entry or anything like that. My goal here is just to teach you, and I'll post my charts, and I'll post like what I see, so you guys can also see it as well. So that way you guys are learning as you're taking the trade, not just me giving you the trade and then you not learning anything from it. Because I don't really like that. I like you guys to gain information and knowledge from this at the end of the day. Exactly. If you teach how to fish, then other people can also learn how to fish. Exactly. Swing trading will give you that opportunity to teach other people, because swing trading, I always recommend new traders to go into swing trading before day trading, just so they can understand everything about the market. And then as you go in those lower time frames, again, like that 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, that those 1 hour time frames, you can gauge price action better and quicker, so you can see what's going to happen next. um, it just overall gives you a better understanding. Swing trading will help you gain a big portfolio, but it also will help you with day trading, because you can also spot those trends in the 5 minute, 15, and so on. What is your channel? So I have a channel here, Steven, it's this one, right? The Mentor case, correct?
Yeah, his channel is going to be released very soon.
You guys may not be able to see it, but it'll be out
But
there
stay
soon.
tuned. Stay tuned, because there's a lot of features and channels coming out for you guys. So we're still building it. We're very, very, very close to release. So it's very exciting, and I'm glad you guys stick around long enough to, see this through and join and engage with the community. It means a lot to us, and this is why we love doing this, because we were beginners at one point, obviously unprofitable, not making money, millions of questions, but that's why we're here, because we can spot those blind spots that many new traders may have. So we just want to give you guys the best value we can possibly give you guys, and we'll keep continue doing these live seminars. I think next we're gonna have Alan on live. That way he can go over his strategy, and maybe you guys can look at the three of our strategies and gauge which one works in your favor, which ones do you relate to more, and which one works in your, I guess, your day-to-day life, because that's what matters. Because remember, with trading, it has real life consequences as well. You're not trading fake money. It's not a video game. Like, this is very real money, hard-earned money that you have. So you want to protect your capital, see which strategies work best for you, and make that money. Buy that time back. That's why I only trade for the first 2 hours. You know, I like to have more time in my day than I never had before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I agree with. Again, like having that thought of doing whether it's swing trading or day trading, whatever you prefer, or you could do both. It sometimes I'll day trade, sometimes I won't. But what I always lean towards is swing trading, just because I like it. It's a for me. I like to have weeks to sometimes months. Um, and there's something else called like leaps, which is more longer term, which is like a year out, 2 years out, and that is where you can catch a really big move, and it takes a really long time, but overall it's a safer way to invest your money correctly with like leaps and swing trading and stuff. But it's just overall, again, it's all the same thing. Is just having those small losses and understanding a strategy that works for you. I can give you guys my strategy, but it will not always work for you. And we'll always go over that. We'll go over that stuff in the future so you guys can, like you said, understand each and every one of our strategies. Everyone trades different. So it may not always work for you, but we can give you the information to make your own strategy so you can learn for your own self, so you can see how to do it on your own and be comfortable with all the knowledge and information we're going to give you on how to build your own. And you can always give that to the next person or people that are new in here. Helping others out is a big thing. That's why we're here together as a community. We're here to give you information and knowledge, but we also want feedback. We won't mind it. You understand? Suggestions are always the best things for us. So we always will take that into account. Do you have anything to comment, Stephen, on that?
I'm pretty sure we can wrap it up. Any final thoughts you want to give out? Any last questions before we head out? This has been a great live, and I appreciate you for coming on and sharing your knowledge and your experiences with trading, especially with swing trading. It's this definitely a whole different world when you step into this market, because you're not
Yeah,
just looking at
definitely.
the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 minutes. You're looking at the daily, the weekly, even the monthly sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you for having me on. Thank you guys for taking a listen to me and for all the questions that you guys have. And don't be afraid to ask. In my personal DM or on the Discord, whatever it be. I'm here for you guys. So yes, anytime, guys. And you guys have a great day. I hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. You guys enjoy yourself, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay.
God bless. You guys have a great day.
God bless, guys. Have a great one. Bye.